stupidly epic. Hello everybody, welcome back to You Got 5 Minutes. Today's game is Nom Nom Galaxy by the guys over at Pixel Junk. Yeah, so what is Nom Nom Galaxy then? Guys, it's not what I expected it to be. I for some reason thought it was going to be something like, you know, that Mutant Blobs Attack game or something like that. I don't know why. I mean, it just kind of like I suppose the artwork for the game, like before I even installed it, just seeing like the artwork for the game, like the logo and all that, made it look like it was going to be like Mutant Blobs Attack or something like that. But no, it is a game about a soup company wanting 100% market share of all soup in the galaxy. And it's essentially if you were to mix Terraria with a base building game with tower defense. It's like the main structure of the game is this kind of side-scrolling kind of mining game, and you're kind of you'll see it for yourself in a second, but it's like you're going about and you're mining, you're mining through the level, and the main point is to collect matter so you can build your base. And then when you've started building your base and you've created all the things that you need to make, like the soup machine and the soup rocket and things like that, you're able to go out and get the ingredients, and the ingredients are life forms on the planet. So like you'll be able to pick up like mushrooms and things like that, but then like there'll be in this video you'll see that it's like you've got like these tomato creatures that you can you can like essentially kill them and use them as an ingredient. So you mix your like mushrooms and tomatoes together to make a mushroom tomato soup and then send it away, and then it just it's just really weird. You can like this is just the training level that I'm going to show you right now, but like yeah, it's kind of quirky, it's kind of weird looking as well. Like I don't know what it is about the pixel art, but it seems kind of rough. And I didn't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like it doesn't seem to have like a I don't know how I would explain it, but like it just seems kind of really rigid and pixely rather than having like a smoothness to it or whatever, you know. And I suppose you know, it's Pixel Junk. I suppose like that's kind of what they go for. But yeah, so like you've got this kind of like wee Terraria style kind of thing with there's like biomes, and you like the little sparkles down in the bottom left there, like where the mushrooms are. That's like oxygen, because you're on a you don't have like unlimited oxygen, so you've got to try and find, if you're wandering about in the planet, you've got to try and find oxygen supply and things like that. So yeah. I'll show you like the now. He's like, yeah, you're in some oxygen. You're in some oxygen. Yeah, your astrosuit can only hold so much oxygen. Oxygen pockets like this will refill your meter and keep you breathing. It's meant to be kind of funny in that as well. Some of the humor kind of falls flat. It's nowhere near as hilarious as something like Not a Hero or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of like humorous and kind of funny, kind of well written in that. This wee robot guy in the bottom corner, here's your boss, and you're an astroneer, and you've got to like essentially go and like build a soup factory on the planet, and make soup and send it to all corners of the galaxy for 100% market share. I had no idea that this is what this game was going to be. I had no idea. I never really looked at any screenshots of it or anything like that. I just looked at the artwork and thought, oh, it'll be like Mutant Blobs Attack or something like that, or the one where you're like the Blob. It's no De Blob. It's this side-scrolling sort of thing that's almost like Loco Roco, you know. I thought it was going to be something like that, the Blob one, like. But no, it's totally not what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it's quite cool. I don't know, like I kind of think I'd prefer to play Terraria. And I don't know why, because like those kind of games without really having a goal, an end goal in mind, Like it's the same with me in like Minecraft. I like to think that I'm a creative person, but like kind of building stuff, just off the top of the dome piece is not really my forte. This isn't really a building game though. This at least I don't think it's a building game anyway. Like it's from as far as I've seen. But yeah, I kind of think I'd prefer to play Terraria because it's got like RPG kind of elements and all that. And it's kind of like an action game rather than this kind of base building thing. At least in Terraria, you can just choose when to build whatever you want, you know. But like here, you've got to collect matter and like it's almost like that, you know, the side view thing of XCOM. But when like the modern XCOMs where when you're not in battle, you go back to your base and you actually build parts of the base up. You know, that you can see that right now. That's exactly what's happening here. So you're building your soup factory, and yeah, there's like it's kind of like there's not really much to it. Like at least from where I've gotten to, you know, at least as far as I know. There's not an awful lot more than sort of the base building and like, but there's like see those little things that have got 30 written on them as well. That's your like turrets, like, and the 30 is how much ammo they've got. So after you, like at the end of this section here, when you've made your soup and sent it off, like your rivals at another soup factory will come along and try and destroy your base. So you've got like these little turrets to like defend your base. So you've got to make sure that your base is all sort of defended before you move on to the next planet. And yeah, you can see now we're going for the mushrooms because we've built the soup machine and the soup rocket. So like and the soup rocket is essentially like you're able to send that soup to another planet. So like people are totally happy because they want that delicious soup. And yeah, it really is. It's pretty much as basic as that, guys. You just collect your ingredients, make a soup, and then defend your base from like the total rival soup company. It's such a weird setup for a game as well, because like I think in terms of the gameplay, it's fairly simple, but in terms of like what's actually happening, like if you actually think about it. In terms of the story or like whatever, you know, like the actual setup to the game, it's really weird. Like you go to planets to terraform them and like build soup factories, like on those planets to get all the ingredients fresh for the factories, and then send soup around and then defend your base from rival companies. Like, but there's like tons of different planets. You see in the top right hand corner there as well now, the that's your market share. Like the 50% is how much you've got. The red one's your enemies. So because this is just the tutorial level essentially. Like they're like the enemies aren't really doing anything. So there's not really a challenge. Like, there's the tomato things there. There's not really a challenge in this level, but like yeah. You've got to like build another like turret at the end of the level and that, and like just it kind of just goes through the basics of like what, like how a level is structured essentially without challenging you too much. But yeah, it's so weird, and again I didn't think it was going to be like this. It was like totally challenged my expectations. I was so like confused when I first started the game up, and like I actually recorded the footage for this game, I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like I was building like a backlog of footage, and I was looking through what videos I still had left to do, you know, commentary over, and I was like, what was this again? It was like Nom Nom Galaxy. I was like, oh, there's the soup one. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest, it's no really my type of game. Like I said, I kind of think I'd prefer to play Terraria, but I can see it being like an addictive game for some people who are totally into like base building and like tower defense and things like that, because yeah, it has that thing in there that's kind of like it can get your hooks into you if you let it, you know. So yeah, you popped out like a can of soup there, and I'm going to send it in the soup rocket now. And it springs the rocket away. It's like it's got rocket engine fuel, but it has to for some reason like throw it up into the sky first before it'll get out the atmosphere. But yeah, you see the market share up there is 75%. There's a bit now where yeah, you delivered the stuff. Yeah, they're total happy. You see the can of soup. They're going to drink the soup now. Yay! And I don't understand how one can of soup is making an entire planet happy, but yeah, like here's the total tower defense bit coming up, and it's just it's just kind of. I think you use matter again in order to no, it's coins to make a shot tower, right? Okay, like your actual money, and yeah, it's like here's your it's got, like each one's got 30 shots. And you can like engage in the fight as well. Like you can run up to enemies and punch them or saw blade them or whatever in that as well. So there is a bit of action to it. It's not just you kind of like hoping for the best that no enemies get through, because it is a case of the enemies coming down and trying to attack your base, try to get through all the dirt and all that to try and get to your machines and stuff. So here's the tower defense bit. Yeah, you can total punch. Like you notice in the top left hand corner that you've got weapon 1 and weapon 2. So I'm assuming like later on you'll be getting like other things, like other types of weapons, stronger saw blades, maybe guns or something like that. Again, I only really did through the tutorial level because it was a wee bit too weird for me. I was like, this is kind of quirky and weird, but I was kind of like, I don't know. I think one of the main things that I'm kind of not really into, and again, like this is just personal preference because like it's this is just me, but I'm kind of not that into the art style, like just the way the characters are drawn. Like not the robot guy, but I'm talking about the actual characters on the screen, like those guys. But yeah, guys, that's Nom Nom Galaxy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe and all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys. Bye! Nom nom. Nom Nom Galaxy. This soup's really good. Nom Nom. Nom Nom Galaxy.